Hi, today I want to cover something from Franklin computers. They began their life in the early 80s, making Apple II clones, until they were promptly shut down by Apple. After that, they focused their efforts on their handheld devices, especially with their spelling devices, such as the Wordmaster. As mentioned, Franklin began life making Apple II clones, which were often considered better Apple IIs than the ones made by Apple, boasting 100% compatibility with all Apple software and hardware. But after a very public lawsuit, where Apple accused them of copying parts of the OS, they were forced to rewrite those sections, and with it, losing some compatibility. After such a public lawsuit, consumers were wary. With lower sales and such an expensive case, they made a move into IBM-compatible machines, but this was already a crowded market. The last attempt was the portable Franklin CX, with dual processors allowing compatibility with Apple II, IBM and CP/M software. But it was too late for Franklin, and Apple forced them out of the desktop market. They were forced to change direction. A staff were challenged to help them out of this position. The result? The Franklin Spelling Ace. Released in December 1986. This allowed for the phonetic spelling of 80,000 words, which, if you could spell the way the word sounded, you could get the correct spelling. At the time, Franklin reported they couldn't make them fast enough, and with a retail price of $70, it certainly turned the company around. Other models were soon released, including the WordWiz designed for kids, and the $99 Spellmaster, which offered more features such as anagrams. The Language Master, costing a whopping $300, would give spellings and definitions, and came with a 35,000 word thesaurus. Over the years there were a number of revisions, offering minor improvements here and there. Franklin even moved into making electronic Bibles, and they even dabbled in ebooks and PDAs. So the version I have is the Wordmaster Deluxe, released I think about 1993. It came in this nice-ish leather case, and it's not in too bad a condition. Although I know the battery compartment is corroded, so that will definitely need to be cleaned up. So it takes 4 AAA batteries. I'll just put some in and see if it works. Okay, nothing. Hopefully it's just the battery compartment. Either way, I'm going to take it apart, give it a clean, and see how it looks inside. There are 6 Phillips screws on the pack. As you can see, there's a couple of clips on the side here, and it was still holding it together when all the screws were out. So if you're taking it apart, just be careful as you open it up. A battery compartment soldered to the board, so to make cleaning easier, I'll just desolder it. I'll add a bit of flux and a bit of new solder just to help it flow. I'm just cleaning it with a bit of solder wick here. There's quite a lot of solder on it actually, so normally I'd use the desolder pump, but as my daughter's asleep in the next room, trying to keep the noise down. Annoyingly, I couldn't remove the contacts from the case. I think they should just slide out, but as they're so corroded, I'm just going to have to clean them where they are. This is just vinegar I'm using, and if you'd like to learn more about battery leaks, check out my other video. So after scrubbing it with vinegar, I just gave the whole bottom piece a good rinse with water. It was fairly corroded, so I think this is the best I can get it, but I think it looks good enough to make a connection. So now to clean the rest. There's nothing too exciting on the board, as most of it's covered in this resin, but I believe it ran a Z80. So to remove the board, there's 8 Phillips screws holding it in. And with those out, just lifts off. Well, the keyboard actually looks like it's made of 2 plastics. It's actually really nice as the letters are made of this lighter plastic, so you can't really rub it off like you could if it was printed on. And the rest of the keyboard is made of this pretty standard rubber plunger and contact pad. So now it's all apart. I'm going to go through it all, clean it all up, put it back together. Great, looks like it's all working. So as expected, I think the only issue was the corroded batteries. So I'm just going to go through, test all the keys, and have a little play with it. So, other than the obvious spelling features, you can get word definitions, and you can look up words in the thesaurus. And it also has a number of games. Deductions, just like a game I know called Mastermind, where you go through and try and guess the code, and it tells you how many you got right and how many are in the correct position. As you can see, P equals 1 means there was a letter in the correct position, and if there was a value at M, it would mean the letter was correct, but in the wrong position. There's also a hangman, which works as you'd expect. Nowadays, it's surprising to think of such a limited device being so popular. But in a world without smartphones, where you could almost spell but not quite spell a word, it must have been indispensable. But the craziest part to me is you can still buy these today. I mean, obviously the device has improved a lot, but it's essentially just a simple device that helps you spell. Or more likely cheat at crosswords. Having said that, I can definitely see myself as a child sitting in the back of a car on a long road trip, playing with this for hours. Hopefully you found some of that interesting. If you did, please like and subscribe, as there's more content on the way just like that. Or better. Hopefully better. Thanks for watching.